up further on the injuries. Sharp and Basham, where are they at in their rehab?
Yeah, still out. Obviously, Sharp was quite a significant muscle injury, if you like. So he's going to be a few weeks. We know that. Bash was a strange one. It's more from contact, and he was playing right up until before the game last weekend. So he's still not managed to get him on the training ground yet. Hopefully, we can clear that up in the next few days and have him available, in the not too distant future. But as it stands at the minute, he's not training.
And presumably, the lads who played for the under-21s will come back okay and be available for selection.
Yeah, we're hoping so. Obviously, it's a bit of a messy week. You think international break, chance to work with the players. You always get that put to you, but you don't get them back until literally this morning. We've got some lads, 4 lads arrived back early hours this morning, so we'll have 2 of those in, and 2 will probably still be missing today. So we'll have the full amount of bodies back tomorrow, and hopefully everyone's fit and available. Yeah, who we've got fit and available, ready for the game at Elland Road.
It's funny, isn't it? We call it an international break, but for a large part of the squad, it's not a break at all. They play 2 or 3 times at least.
Yeah, or they're always active. They're always training. Yeah. So even if they're not getting the minutes on the pitch, they're away from families, and yeah, it's different, and it's different for every player, every international setup, every competition they're in, the fixtures they're in, the travel they're doing. So it's something that, as a staff and the medical department in particular are always monitoring in terms of the load they've been, the minutes are played, the load in the training load, the travel. Yeah, 'cause it's an international game, and you have to pick up the pieces then as they come back and manage it the best you can, ready for 48 hours time when you have games. But that's the same for every club. It's a part and parcel of how it is now in the Premier League and Championship, but especially the Premier League.
I wonder how important you feel this international break has been for those that haven't travelled away and played for their countries, just as a kind of a reset. Good performance down at Chelsea, but just a chance to, get away from it, I suppose, having had quite a lot thrown at them in the weeks leading up to said break.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, the boys they've been fantastic. We had to give them a couple of days off after the Chelsea game, and then came back in the middle of the week and worked really hard, and continued that at the beginning of this week. So yeah, they've had time away. They've had time to process everything that's gone on, and then refocus, if you like. And as I said, it's about everyone looking forward and pushing for the club, for the fans, and also for them as individual players. There's still that uncertainty about the place, but in these moments, they're big opportunities for everyone. We mentioned the staff earlier stepping up, but players as well. The big opportunities to impress the right people, and really build on what opportunities present themselves. So these are a big few games coming up and a big few weeks between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, because presumably, players are playing for their futures, whether that's to get in the spotlight if they might be moving on, and some inevitably will, I suppose, or the players that want to be around next year. Yeah,
definitely. And listen, that never changes week to week, month to month in any club. Players in particular, because they're in the spotlight and the game, they're always there to impress. But sometimes when there's a shake-up and a change internally in the club, it's even more so, because that's just everyone. It's not just a contract situation, it's everyone playing to impress, to get a start, to impress the new manager. And as I said, it should be seen as an opportunity, should be embraced, should enjoy it. And throughout your career as a player, you have numerous moments like this, so you've got to try and seize them and make sure that it puts you in a stronger position at the end of it.
Just to drop on the coaching staff, 3 people have left this week. Are you expecting any other departures between now and the end of the season? Alan Nill's future has a question mark over it.
Yeah, it's got a question mark over it. That's just between Nilly and the club, It's nothing to do with me. So that's between them, and it should stay that way, There's nothing been played out in the press, and that's because they don't want it played out in the press. So that'll continue to be that way regarding Nilly and his future. But he's still here, still working with us, and until that changes, it'll just be like that.
What did changing tack and coming onto the match? What did you learn about yourself as a coach? You had that great success and a great time in the Champ with Barnsley. Very different challenge at Leeds United. What did you learn about yourself during that period?
In the Leeds period?
Well, I suppose the crossover, and yes,
Yeah, the cross. Yeah. Well, listen. From a personal point of view, it was really difficult. A difficult time for me leaving Barnsley, but it had to be done on principle and things like that. And I don't regret that. Don't regret anything. But maybe I weren't in the best position, because whichever club had come knocking at that point, I would have gone. You know, that's what was happening. So I weren't really in the things you take from it. Weren't really in the best position then to go into a club. It's just a case of whoever it is, come on, let's get it done. Let's get it done without really preparing properly for it, doing as much due diligence, if you like. I would have just gone regardless, just because of the way my mind was at that time. But again, enjoyed it. And it's part and parcel of being in the game. I said, player, manager, coach, you're going to move about. And what it did give me is another experience to work with some really good players, a real international group of players, another ownership, totally different ownership again. And each of those experiences you have, each club you go to, gives you those opportunities to learn and get better at these things. So that's how I see it. I don't look back at it with any regret whatsoever. I enjoyed my time. I've enjoyed every role I've been in so far in football, and I'll continue to do that.
Does it make you perhaps more analytical, I suppose, the next time you either want to or an opportunity arises to take the manager's job, about that kind of football?
Yeah, well, it did. It certainly did. It did at Hibs. I took a long time to pick what I thought was the right club and the right people, and I think I was proved right. It was the right club and it was the right people, but I didn't know 4 months later that they'd sell the club and I'd have another new owner and another new group of people to work with. So that's the uncertainty of the job. So yeah, you can sit on your backside, if you like, and wait as a manager and look for this perfect job, perfect club. You might think you found it, and then you wake up one day and it's totally different. As I found up there, I literally found out the day before the club was being sold that you'd have new ownership, and then it's an all different dynamic again. So yeah, is there a perfect job? Don't know. You've just got to make the best of it and work damn hard to make sure that you're as successful as you can be, and you push everyone around you, because that's your role.
So Leeds United, that is the challenge right now. How do you stop them? Because if they're on it, it can seem like they're almost swarming the opposition. Yeah,
they play that way. They play that way, but with that, we know how difficult it can be in terms of them creating opportunities. But with that, they give opportunities as well if you're willing to capitalise on that. So we're looking forward to it as a group of staff, as a group of players. We're looking forward to that style of football and that challenge that'll bring, because we believe, exactly as you said, that it's going to be a tough game in terms of matching them and dealing with their attacking threats. But we also believe that we can create problems and chances at the other end as well. And it's going to be one of them games, I think, from start to finish that's like that. You have to stand up, enjoy that fact, enjoy the man-to-man nature of the game, if you like, and look to come out on top. And that's every player. That's every player, whether you're a striker, whether you're a full-back, a centre-back. Enjoy those one-to-one moments, attacking and defending, and make sure that you come out on top at the end of it.
And just on sort of psychological tricks and quirks of football, as you know very well, everybody in South Yorkshire likes playing Leeds. So it's not really a case of that the players won't be up for this one.
Yeah, it's Yorkshire Derby, isn't it? Yorkshire Derby. As I said, do we need any added spice for these games? As I said, these are... Ian was just speaking earlier about the amount of games that's left and winning every game, and we've just got to try and do that, got to try and do that. So regardless of opposition, regardless who it is, that's got to be the approach, and try and take some positivity into next season, wherever that may be, and that's certainly the message to the players. That's certainly what the players want to do, and we just have to keep focusing on that. Approach every game, positive mindset, look for the 3 points, and try and build some momentum, build some positivity, build a way of playing and some real structure to the players that's going to reinforce all the positive things that they have done in the past, because it's the same group of players that's been, on a fantastic journey together, and there's no reason why they can't start doing that again.